What is up, everyone? Hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I'm here to prepare you for the next fusion. Now, if you probably clicked on the event tab today, you've noticed that we have a fusion warm-up event starting today, which started already actually, so upgrade artifacts to earn points and win rewards. That means that we have a fusion coming. Now, I mentioned last week, I'm so surprised that they haven't actually released the news for the upcoming fusion. I was expecting it on Thursday, then I was expecting it on Friday, and it never happened because, for whatever reason, they haven't gave us any information whatsoever. We do not know what hero we're gonna have for the fusion. Now, the word on the street is that we might get our very first mythical fusion, and the reason why people are thinking that is because we have quite a few events that are pushing us towards mythical books. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's a sign because, yes, you can get mythical books from here and you can get mythical books from the champion training event, which is at an insane amount of 17,000 points, man. It's so damn high, especially the void shard at 14,000, you know, like, I feel like the rewards are just inflated so much. And for what? For an ancient shard that has a different color and a void shard and then a couple of soul stones and the mythical skill tome. I don't necessarily think that this is a sign of getting a mythical fusion. Now, if we are getting one, I would expect them to be harder, just for the simple fact that it's a different rarity of champions, and it's not necessarily very accurate because a lot of times when we had different fusions in the past, like epic fragment fusions, right? Like we had quite a few. It really felt like they were pretty hard as well. And similar with the legendary fusions. It didn't really feel like they're easier or anything like that. Maybe 200 points less in some events, but that's about it. You know, it didn't really feel like anything special in terms of that. So I just wanted to point that out, guys, as well. And I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know about fusions. So usually they're classic fusions, they're the fragment event fusions. This time around, I am expecting to have classic fusion. We had a fragment fusion before, guys, so I really don't think we're gonna have another one of those again, you know. And right here I have an old calendar. This is actually from the Newt fusion. Of course, the order of events or stuff like that could actually change. This is just to have as a reference so I can actually write next to it how many points I think we're going to need basically to complete the events and how much energy, etc. I think we're going to require for this specific event. So usually we have 3 artifact enhancement events. We have 2 or 3 dungeon diver events. Again, that's something that is gonna change. We're not 100% sure what we're gonna have there. Champion training event, champion training tournament, summon rush, champion chase tournament. Sometimes, like this one right here, we had 2 different summon rushes, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, we actually had 2, one right here and one right here. 3 with the champion chase, which was right here. So hopefully that's not going to be the case, but if it's a mythical fusion, I'm pretty convinced that this is how they're gonna get us, by adding 3 summoning events or by raising the requirements pretty high. Now, when we are usually having a normal fusion, they are allowing us to get 1 epic champion from the summon rush. And usually that champion is somewhere in between 3,500 points all the way up to 5,000 points sometimes. I've seen them at 5,000 points too. So that's basically the equivalent of 7 to 10 sacred shards, okay? Now the best type of shards that you want to open in these events, guys, is sacreds, voids, and primal, okay? Because that gives you the biggest amount of points. So let's just say roughly you're gonna need the equivalent of 7 to 10 sacreds. 10 voids are kind of like 2 sacreds and a half almost, okay? So keep that in mind as well. Now the next thing will be the champion chase tournament. Usually here is easier to get the points. I've seen champions somewhere in between, I don't know, 2,500 points. Right, we're gonna start on this side because I can't write all the way there. All the way to 4,000 points sometimes. But that's mainly if they're giving us an epic there, which probably is not going to happen. And here, I think if you have the epics that you're planning to use for the fusion. So basically, we're going to need to fuse epics for these fusions, usually. You can keep all those and fuse them on the day with the champion chase tournament. Each epic will give you 250 points. A void epic will give you 350 points. So that will allow you to save the epics from the fusion. Let's just say 3 epics. Let's just say you got 3 by now, 3 epics. And then you might be able to do a couple of fusions, Broadma, Rally Keepers, or something like that. That again can give you like 500, 600 points, more or less. And then just summon Ancient Shards. Ancient Shards, that's what you want to have here. And it's a bit harder to tell you how many you're going to need because it's all about based on the RNG, how many epics you're going to summon. But I would say having around 40 plus Ancient Shards will be decent enough, okay? And that will allow you to probably get what you need from here. Excuse my horrible writing, guys. I'm like a doctor, you know. I'm not very organized with my letters. They're all over the place. But that's what you need for the summoning. Now, when we are talking about artifact enhancement events, we've seen them starting from like what, 2,000 points, and they went all the way up to 4,500 points, sometimes even more for the last fusions. And right here, per event, you're roughly gonna need 15 million silver, okay? And this again can be based on RNG. Sometimes you might not need that much, but usually you need around 15 million silver, okay? So that's a lot of silver. Then Spider Tournament, we have the, the Dragon Tournament, the Spider Tournament, we have the Ice Golem Tournament, and the Fire Knight. Each one of them roughly will require an approximate 2,500 energy to 3,000 energy, okay, for each one of them. Now, this can be basically saved up. You can have gems that will do it, you know, and you're gonna be fine. But in total, for all of them, I would roughly say you need around 11,000 energy, just approximating a total all around. So 11,000 energy so far just for the dungeon events, you know, the tournaments. That's quite a bit of energy. And you have artifact enhancement events, you have 3, okay? So that will bring you to a total of approximately 40 to 45 million silver, okay? That's quite a lot of silver that you need to save up. This will be the main issue that people will have, the silver. And even though you are farming all this dungeon, the spider, you're farming the Fire Knight, you're farming the Ice Golem, you're farming the Dragon, this will still be a problem. You won't be getting much silver if you don't have some saved up already. And you will end up in doing a lot of campaign too, which we're gonna discuss in just a second. Then you have the arena takedowns. These are easy, and it's not even point to put them on the list. They are the easiest sort of events that you can get, and usually we have 2 of them. We don't really have 3. I wish they would remove an artifact enhancement. I wish they would remove a dungeon divers to get another arena to make it a bit more accessible for the people. The classic arena takedowns, do your dailies arena fights, and you're gonna get it done. Usually you need, at least for me, gold 5 platinum. I think I need 3 full refills and it's done, you know. Pretty much, that's about it. But then we have the champion training event, champion training tournaments. And how you may see in game right now, because we have one event, is just fair play to kind of like put it on the screen. Usually the champions, if they're rares, some of them are around here, 7,300, 8,500, and the next one will be around here towards the 10k cap, you know. Or maybe you're gonna find them in between 4,000 to 10k, but I don't really see any at 4k, at least not for a while. And that will kind of like make you use quite a bit of energy. Now you can have some chickens saved up, you can have some other champions, for example. And the main thing that you do want to do there is to basically give some levels on your chickens. So when you have like, I don't know, 4-star chickens, you know, always either use a couple of brews on them, either take them in campaign a few more fights, take them to level 21 before feeding them into level 40s to make 5-star chickens. This right here gives you points, and this is how you will be gaining the biggest amount of points. By leveling up the 4-star chickens and the 5-star chickens before ranking them into 5-star chickens. You know, before using the 5-star chickens to 6-star champions. That's basically how you are going to do it. Right here I have a 5-star chicken. I usually take the 5-star chickens all the way up to, I usually put 7 brews, but they go all the way to level 26 on 27, you know. And then I'm gonna feed this. I'm gonna use them for for whatever champion I want a 6-star, but this gives me a lot of points. So if you do this as well, you're going to be able to get the points fairly decent. Now, I would say for an event that will kind of like require you to use, to get to 10k points, more or less, you're going to need a good amount of energy, roughly around 3k energy. I'm pretty convinced that easy, you're going to need 3k energy. And champion training event right here, I would say minimum 3k energy, okay? You see what I'm talking about? My writing, guys? Capital letters, lowercase letters. I'm mixing them all the time. That's how I'm writing. And this adds to the other energy that you need, which is 11,000. This already kind of like puts you at 15,000 energy, more or less. Then you have the champion training tournament right here, which again will require you to use around the same sort of energy, 3k more or less. And this will put you at a total of 18 plus k energy. So 18k plus energy, okay? That's how much you're going to need. And you don't need to save all this energy up. Basically, you can just save some gems up. You're going to need roughly around, I don't know, 1,000 to 2,000 gems, okay, to make it work. So let's just say 1,500 plus gems, you know. Don't eat the G Skratch. Don't be hungry, you know. So that's there. These are the shards right here. And you're going to need these shards as well prepared. Of course, if you have a mixture of voids, etc., it's going to be a bit easier. Then you have this silver right here that's needed. And you have the dungeon divers as the last thing. Now, if you have 3 dungeon divers, guys, okay, like we have here, I think we're going to have 3 most probably. These usually push the points to an insane amount. Like just completing one of the spider tournament during a dungeon diver event is not going to be enough. So you're gonna have to be spot on when you have the event starting. Look at the calendar and see, okay, we have the spider tournament starting tomorrow. The champion training tournament started today. The dungeon divers will start tomorrow, or will start in 2 days. You're gonna have to wait with the champion training and the spider tournament till the dungeon diver is light to maximize every single point, because you know what, most probably you will have all the dungeon events kind of like interconnecting with the dungeon divers, but what's gonna happen, they're not going to be enough even if you're completing them, and you have 3 dungeon divers. So that will definitely add you most probably another 5k energy on top of what you have, okay, easily. Like, judging by the last few fusions, that was the main breaking point for a lot of people. The Dungeon Divers event, you know? And you're gonna need 23,000 plus energy. 1,500, 2,000 gems basically to have saved up, plus the saved up energy that you're accumulating. And then you're gonna need 7 to 10 sacreds. Of course, void shards are more than welcome as well. And you're gonna need approximately 40 ancients. And that's if you are fusing the epics only on the day with the champion chase tournament. Don't fuse the epics earlier to train those ones in the champion training event or champion training tournament. No, wait with them because they will kind of like interconnect again. One of the training events will interconnect with the champion chase usually. So make sure you are fusing them then, or maybe it's going to start after the champion chase and you're going to have time to level them up for the second event. Don't jump on it to do it quick because you're missing points in the champion chase tournament. But hopefully all this was not a very big mess on the screen. I just wanted to kind of like explain it to you while I'm doing it, to write you the numbers. It's going to be a bit easier for the majority of you guys to kind of like get the idea of what you need. Quite a few things required for a fusion, and if it's going to be a mythical, I have a feeling that it might be a bit harder than usual. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.